So you got burned out, or you just got too busy to study Japanese for some time. Maybe you took a week off, maybe a month, or maybe a year or longer. Let's hope that's not the case, but no problems, I don't judge. Anyway, you took a break and now getting back to studying where you left off. Yeah, that made you realize that most of your knowledge has magically evaporated and is lost in time and space. Yeah, I actually did make a video on why this happened. I made that video a couple of days, weeks ago at this point. But how do you get back to studying and picking up where you left off? First of all, move your hands away from the keyboard or mouse or touchscreen, whatever you use, because I don't want you to leave with next phrase that I will be saying. But my advice for people who have taken a long break and cannot go back to where they left off is start from zero. And there goes 90% of my viewers. But really, it is the best way, and you should not worry too much about having to start from zero again. Because chances are that most of your knowledge is still somewhere deep down in your brain. So instead of forcing it out by continuing to study where you left off, just start from zero. Start from zero again and see it as a kind of extra reviewing session. Because going from zero will make you remember some of the lost knowledge before even going over those parts. Your brain will kind of have a refresh and you will start remembering the things that you've been practicing before. It's like kind of rebooting an old hard drive, but then in your head. The startup is a bit slow, but once it gets going and you give it a good minute, it's up and running again in no time. Starting from zero goes faster than you think. Most of the basics you probably still know, and you will probably be flying through those things. And chances are that the last couple of phrases of like vocab, grammar, or maybe kanji, which you have learned before going on your break, they were not fully saved in your memory anyway. So seeing those things again, it's not a bad thing anyway. So yeah, chances are that starting from zero again will probably take not that long, like maybe maximum a week, maybe 2 weeks. But yeah, what is 1 week, 2 weeks in the time span of studying Japanese, which usually takes over a year? But yeah, remember to take it slowly. It's better to go slow and steady than having to take yet another break, making you lose even more knowledge. Like, it's not worth it. So slow and steady wins the race. One good way of not going too fast and to have more motivation in general is to set small but very achievable goals for your first month. Don't go too wild with setting goals that are almost unachievable or like nearly unachievable. Make them very achievable, to the point that it almost feels like a joke. This will make it very difficult to not achieve those goals, but will also give you a very good guideline on how much you can actually do in a month. This will help you to set your next month's goals, to make them slightly more challenging, but not to the point that it's not achievable. Because setting goals for yourself is one thing, but failing to achieve those goals will ruin your motivation, no matter how you look at it. Even if the goals are very stupid simple, achieving them will make you feel great, will make you feel like you actually achieved something. And that's something to take in mind, because if you keep failing your goals because you set them too high, your motivation will go like this. Basically, like my viewership when starting this video off by saying starting from zero. But yeah, challenging yourself is good, but not right in the beginning when you are trying to build your study habit again and trying to get going with a normal study routine. Don't make yourself feel worse and less motivated by setting unachievable goals. Set some amount of goals that are very simple, like start with, in a week I want to study for minimum 1 hour in total. Very achievable. If you use something like Duolingo, set yourself on a goal, by example, to finish 1 unit. So that's like a couple of points in a week. Just that. Very simple, but it will make the ball go rolling. So you actually start creating a habit and creating a routine. Studying as a solo learner is more difficult, as you also need to act as your own teacher and you have to rate yourself as well in how well you are progressing without being too hard on yourself. But yeah, try to be a motivating teacher to yourself. And talking about motivating yourself, try to motivate yourself to keep going. Make it fun. If you aren't motivated, it will only be harder and harder to keep going, as even if you have discipline, it can only take you that far. And without motivation, studying will become a lot more difficult over time, as you'll be less likely to study a lot, making your progress not as fast, making you not see any progress in the long run, making you just feel, yeah, kind of bad about yourself. I've had a few breaks with studying Japanese over the 8 years that I've been going at it. I cannot find any other way to get back at studying than to starting from zero. It's really is the method that worked for me, and it always worked quite well. And remember, studying is only 10% learning new things and 90% reviewing. Reviewing is the most important part, so don't feel annoyed or bad that you have to start from zero again. That's it for me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Mata ne, and good luck with studying Japanese. Bye bye.